are living stereo stylists in this groove.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Welcome to Podcast Alive with iSpike Bikerman, proudly brought to you by iSpikeStudios.com. Hey, g'day listeners. I'm iSpike and thank you for tuning in to Podcast Alive. We have finally reached episode 4 of the Matt Taylor series. I hope you've enjoyed 1, 2 and 3, and during this one I can promise you some musical magic.
This isn't a bad room. It's got a natural reverb.
Sit back, relax, put those headphones on, or if you're driving, just turn it up to 11 because this is a very special 4th and final episode of the Matt Taylor series right here on Podcasts Alive. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we all going?
Yeah, we're all going, brother. All going. All righty, Matty. So we've been here, sitting here for a while. We've got a fair bit of information, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to ask you, man, if you could travel back in time, what would the Matt today say to the Matt when you were young?
Oh, boy.
Good question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those interesting ones. He was a complete idiot.
Right.
And he would take no notice of what I would have said.
Right.
And so I'd have to be very sneaky with him.
Okay.
And I think he'd be smart enough to, if I did go back, to say, well, you didn't turn out all right, so I couldn't have done too much wrong. He'd be smart enough to think that one out. But I love it when people come up and say, Matt, that show was fantastic. You're as good as you were in 1973. I go, I'd eat that arsehole for breakfast and spit him out the other end.
Right, yeah, because all this years experience since.
I'm 10 times the player that little idiot was.
Righto.
And, but, we're in one of the few professions where when you become a master of it, you're not wanted really much anymore. Right. They want the young apprentices. They want the...
That's another question that I've got here too, is like, do you listen to new music?
Very rarely. Every now and then I'll hear a song and I think, oh, that's really good. But if I'm in a shop and they're playing something from the radio, I'll think, wow, the production's really fantastic. The song is just crap.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is, it's not made for me. The Rolling Stones wasn't made for my dad, it was made for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And every generation wants to alienate the previous generation as much as humanly possible.
True, isn't that true? That is true.
That's right.
That is so true.
And eventually...
Where's my hat, Matt?
You're
right. Carry on.
The wonderful thing about it is that you just find out who you are and you play the music that's in you. And, just like art or anything like that, there's so much music now, and with the internet, in 100 years' time, someone will be able to pull out a couple of Matt Taylor songs. They will survive. Everything will survive.
Yeah.
And they'll think, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Because when I'm painting, I don't listen to music. I listen to books, and you know,
a story of sorts.
Yeah, you know,
righto. That's the
I've,
thing in the background.
Yeah, listen to a story.
But you're painting, Matt. Do you paint to sell your paintings, or do you paint for yourself?
No, I paint purely for myself.
Yeah, righto.
And
it's not to make money or anything. No, righto.
No, I really like that because I have to make money out of music because that's what I do. I just got to do it. I've got to sell CDs.
Yeah.
Or I don't eat
now,
that
which
way.
leads me into the next question. How can I, Matt, or anybody else find your music, listen to it, or even go to a place? Where can people buy your music?
Well, I do have a website. I can never remember the ABCs and everything.
That's all right, my man.
But I always just tell people, just put in Matt Taylor Oz Blues and it'll usually find my site.
Matt Taylor Oz Blues.
Oz Blues,
Well, folks, if you are watching this now, of course, which you are, I will be putting the links to Matt's music, to his website, in the description below, all right? So if you please, you want to explore Matt, find out a bit more about his music, please go and check it out at the website, which is in the link, is in the description below. Cool. Got it? Right, good. Excellent, Matt. We're drawing to a close, man.
Yeah.
And what have I got left here on my notes to ask Matt? Let's see now. So are you on any other, any other social platforms? You got your website?
I've just got the website. I'm not on Facebook or anything like that. Instagram. At some stage, I think I'll have to join just purely, because people have sent me emails and said, I've searched for 3 weeks to find you on Facebook. And now I found your site, and why aren't you on it? And right.
It's a thing, isn't it? It's quite a phenomenon today. This why I asked.
It is.
The social platform.
I probably will do it at some stage.
Yeah.
But not until I have to.
Right. And I understand you got your YouTube channel, but is that that's more of a for record's sake?
Basically, and they're hard to find.
Your Matt Taylor.
There's something like 60 of them. Everyone can find about 9 or 10 of them.
Different. Your songs.
There's some stuff I put on only a few, 6 months or so ago. I can't find it.
Oh, right.
So I've got no idea where that is, and that's a lot of the live stuff I did at the Caravan Club, because I do quite a lot of shows.
Yes.
And
even today, apart from if this COVID wasn't here, I'd be working, gigging away at least 1 or 2, maybe a week.
Not
quite. So.
No, probably it'd work out about 1 or 2 a month.
Okie doke, right? Yeah. Yep.
I'd rather because I don't want to sit in a bar where people are talking and
no.
I want a real organised gig
on stage with
where
lights
people pay.
Yes.
Because the wonderful thing about if you pay for something, you have their complete attention.
Yes.
If you don't pay for something, you just think,
don't care, don't appreciate
what's it matter?
Yeah, it's like might as well be a monkey on a jukebox thing. Yeah. And it's not
it's, you. I've got friends who do it, and I appreciate that I won't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just get up and walk out.
It's not your cup of tea. It's disrespectful.
Disrespectful, because I'm incredibly respectful for my audience.
Yeah, you give them your all. Your all.
Exactly. They get it.
Yep.
And
I like your style, Matt.
Yeah. Well,
just general.
I don't fuck around anymore. I don't have to prove anything. But I really love the people who love my music. They are just the most, because no one's forced them. There's no one saying, this is great, you've got to...
I've
got no one working for me.
It's your performance. It's your performance that says it.
It's just lovely that every now and then I'll get an email where someone will say, I've just found your site, and I've got 6 beers, and I'm going to watch every song until those 6 beers are gone. That's what someone sent me, and I thought, oh, isn't that gorgeous? You know, that's really great.
Yeah, I've got 6 beers to drink, and
Yeah.
they're done.
And
Matt, you see what I just did?
turned it off.
Because it's finished.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I want to get onto your CD.
Yeah.
This is your latest, Matt
Yeah.
Taylor, The Prize, and let's talk about this one for a minute.
Yeah.
Because I understand you'll be playing a couple of the songs. Of
Yeah,
this, is that right?
I'll do a few things off. I had to actually look at it and see what songs.
What ones we got on that one?
that
because,
I'm doing.
The catalogue in your brain must be like, boof.
Yeah, oh, just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Icebox, that's basically about whistleblowers.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
because there's a lot of nasty stuff going on in the world, and some people just can't take it anymore. So, but life's made really hard for them, and
It is. Yeah,
and
it is.
you know,
Somebody needs to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Get it out
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Make it be known. The truth be known. That's a whistleblower.
Yeah.
And
and
they
so,
have to go under protection, change their name.
That's right.
Not to their families, all sorts of silly things.
because
Just
in
to
it,
stay alive.
yeah, well, in it says it's cold in the icebox, because once they figured out that you're a whistleblower, you know, as it says now, the Watchers, yeah, all of his days are spent under the gaze of the Watchers, you know, and
Let's go into that song.
yeah, okay. This is the Icebox, about whistleblowers and what they can expect, unfortunately. Sometimes a man is blown out by the plans that he made up. Somehow or other he's blown out his cover, the game's up. All I ever saw of him, a faded form so drawn and thin. They tell you he's finished, don't waste another word on him. Keep cutting the corners, you'll bring a larger bonus in. No need to tell you this. It's cold in the icebox. It's cold in the icebox. I did not see his face. I do not know his race. I guess he did not know his place. Now all his days are spent under the gaze of the Watchers. Evidence mounts, but the folder that counts has been shredded. The investigation's mere facade. All the PR teams are working hard. They tell you he's finished, don't waste another word on him. He's just let the side down, and pressure's being put on him. No need to tell you this. It's cold in the icebox. It's cold in the icebox. I did not see his face. I do not know his race. I guess he did not know his place. It's cold in the icebox. It's cold in the icebox. We all look the other way. Then on Friday collect our pay.
Action. Go again, because he'll cut to that.
Yeah, and then there's See the World. I had an Australian poetry book, and I took a whole pile of lines out of it,
Yep.
and I used them in this song. I love sometimes get a poem and find a fantastic line, find another poem, find a fantastic line, and put them together.
And see what.
And completely change the meaning that they had, and completely change the meaning that they had. Yeah.
And that's forming a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is that what this song is?
and See the World is
Is that.
pretty much that, where there must be probably 10 poems that, and I'll write the odd line if I can't find another line.
Yeah.
There's no rules to it.
No. Is this Matt's formula?
Yeah, this is my formula.
Yeah,
so,
good on you.
Because
One of them.
I remember one of the great Australian playwrights, people used to say it was just hopeless having dinner with him because you'd say something and he'd write it down.
Yeah.
And this is just the same thing. So I got this
righto.
book on Australian poetry and just pinched all these wonderful lines. So if, you might be listening to one of my songs and say, that line's mine. And you might be right.
Well,
Yeah,
because it's just a line though.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
just
the
a line.
poem.
I'm not pinching you.
No, it's just a bunch of words put together. That's all.
Because a lot of songs, a lot of poetry is saying this.
Yeah.
Where I'll take that same line and change
Say
it
to that. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
saying something completely
Yeah.
opposite.
But the lines,
Opposite
the
to
group
it.
of words is a great group of words. And would you like to camera this one here, perhaps?
Yep.
Introduce that song to the people.
Yeah, well, this is See the World. Your radio's blaring and your keyboard clicks. The coffee machine is brewing your next fix. Your mind is just accepting you in sight. Electricity burning into the night. I want to see the world just like I saw the world. I want to see the world like I saw the world back then. gardens and lofty dreams, shrewd investments and money-making schemes. Your sons of long duration will have to wait. At 26, you were already out of date. I want to see the world just like I saw the world. I want to see the world like I saw the world back then. I hear angry voices over there. In my youth, I saw injustice everywhere I cared to look. Hot sand, you barely notice the wonders of this land. We were given a gift, yeah, we'll have to share. Reality bites if you don't prepare. I want to see the world just like I saw the world. I want to see the world like I saw the world back then. Newton played with pebbles by the sea, a man renowned for his inability to show emotion, but oh, what a mind. Halley found gravity to find. I want to see the world just like I saw the world. I want to see the world like I saw the world back then. I hear angry voices over there. In my youth, I saw injustice everywhere I cared to look.
So, Matt, with this album, what would be another song that you could perhaps share with us?
There's a couple of songs here.
Is there anything like with the harmonica?
Yeah. There's harmonica. Yeah. You know, whether I'll do the whole song.
No, that's okay.
I'll
my
just do a
friend.
bit of it.
Absolutely. They want to see it. They got to buy it. They want to hear the whole thing. They have to buy the CD.
There's this one called "By This Time We're Getting Used to It." Many years ago, I went and saw this documentary on fracking, and it was virtually unheard of in Australia at the time. Mm-hmm. And I wrote the song when I went home. Oh. So it's more written what I saw in that documentary.
Yeah.
We do it in Australia
now. Yes.
And hopefully, you know, they don't make the same mistakes as they made when they made this American documentary, right, where it was true. A woman turned on a tap, put a light there, and flames were coming out of the tap.
Oh, blimey, because gases and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what the fracking sort of cracked?
Created pathways. The gas and everything had got into the water supply, and
Blimey.
that's what you know.
No,
I won't do the whole
vaguely
song,
remember.
but
No, sure, but that's what that one's about.
by the end, it just you know, there was a flame when
See the world.
yes.
See the world.
So, but it's called I Was Getting Used to It, and basically it just shows how these things can happen, and you just get used to it.
Yeah.
Then the next thing goes on,
happens.
and now you're used to that until, wait a sec, the whole world's changed, and I did nothing about it.
Yeah, well, okay, right.
yeah.
And as a singer-songwriter, you have a voice, you have the stage, you have the means.
Yeah. Picture a fine and luscious valley, horses graze and good food fills the valley. A stream of sweet water just meandering. The air is so fresh, the lungs absorb it. Holes were drilled and fences restored. The newspapers paint a positive scene. Every single night the new bars were full. Picture a fine and luscious valley, horses graze and good food fills the valley. A stream of sweet water just meandering. The air is so fresh, the lungs absorb it. Holes were drilled and samples were stored. The newspapers paint a positive scene. The only hotel is packed to the brim, the best it's ever been. Yes, coal and gas not far below us. We'll free the gas through chemical injection. Your water table's safe, we guarantee it. No spillage will ever contaminate it. Amongst the people there was little dissent. Small business got prepared for a boom. Every single night the new bars were full. Money filled the room. By this time I was getting used to it. By this time I was so used to it. This time I was getting used to it. So used to it. Picture a valley, dark, secluded. Large pumping stations break the silence. No wildlife bathes in the river. Promises impossible to deliver. The kids got sick, so we had to move. There was fire when a flame touched the water. We were told energy was going to be cheap. lambs led to the slaughter. By this time I was getting used to it. By this time I'm so used to it. This time I was getting used to it. So used to it. Now let's take it out.
And good on you for being actively, I guess,
Well,
putting it
yeah.
out there, Matt, you know.
Well,
whether it be subliminal, perhaps,
Yeah.
you know, maybe in a song that it is,
Well-
it's still a good thing to be doing.
Radio's not going to play any of this because, you know, to be quite honest, nearly all radio now is, even if you've got a radio show, you've got people who send you CDs and you basically have to play theirs, you know, so they send you more. Well, and that's fine. It was called payola in my day, but it doesn't really matter. It's completely a different way. So I'm only into selling a few hundred CDs now.
Yeah.
I'd rather sell a few hundred absolutely honest, telling like it is CDs
Yes.
than
Be
you know,
changing
having some
ways.
producer and saying, "Oh, we can't say that." Oh God, we better not do that.
mould you into something that you're not.
Yeah.
For commercials reasons.
I don't need it,
Yeah, no, good on you, man. Good
and
on you.
don't want it. Never have.
Yeah.
So you know, but I know how it works. I've been in it all my life, and you know, I'm not going to change it, but I would like it to change. As I tell people, we need more pop stars like we need another coronavirus, you know, but we need great musicians and we need people who tell it like it is. We need honesty and love and all of this stuff. That's what we need,
from it.
not the crap, not the bullshit.
Disposable fast food.
Yeah, I watch a lot of it. And
Do you see, like, you watch TV shows like
Occasionally,
the voice one?
I can't watch that.
No.
No, I'd throw up
Okay, right. Yeah.
because I know
It's all
that
just for the TV
I know how
ads,
it works. The
commercials.
middlemen make all the money.
Yep.
I remember when the end of one of those and the stretch limousine turns up. Oh, you're a star now. And I said, yep, you're paying for it. Yeah. The middlemen will make
It'll come out
20% of the
your-
cream off the top. And all you'll pay for all the expenses and you'll end up with maybe 5%, enough to live on.
Just,
you know.
Yeah. That's not, you can't buy a house
No,
with that. No.
It's just bullshit. But that's because when you're young, you want to be famous.
Right, of course.
You know.
Of course. You've got that hunger.
That you know, I had it myself when I was a very young fella.
Yeah.
You know. But
I mean,
eventually you ask, what do I want to be famous for? And that's
righto.
the good question. And you think, well, I'd rather be famous for, or even known by a few people for good, honest music.
Yep.
That's all I want to be known for. Yeah, people, you know, they say, I've never heard of you. And then, you know, a friend will say, have you heard I Remember When? Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
And to me, I'd rather they know I remember when I was young than know Matt Taylor.
Yes.
Because the music's really...
It is.
That's what it's all about.
Yes,
I
man.
don't care about me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, good on you, Matt.
You know,
so your ego's in check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my music, people. It's my music.
Well, I'm in a wonderful business that can kill an ego so easily. That you just hang on to the little bit you've got.
Because you wear your sleeve. You wear your heart on your sleeve when you're on stage.
Oh,
you give
oh,
all, you
yeah.
open up, you're vulnerable, you're up there,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for all to see. So I guess in a way you're sort of susceptible a little bit to the opposite wave, the thing that, you know, you can be affected quite easily. Do you not find that? You've probably hardened over the years,
Look,
or got
you know, when you have your turn at the top, you can be I wasn't there long enough to really, and with Shane, we just thought it was funny.
Yeah, right.
That, you know,
We're doing all right, guys.
because you know we weren't.
The music
You know,
was
we'd
everywhere.
already been. We were professional musicians and had been professional for 3 or 4 years before we got anywhere.
A hit, yeah.
And it is amazing how people's attitudes can change. I can remember when Black and Blue became number one. It hit the charts before anyone even played it, because Shane was so
popular.
popular
It was the in thing.
that our audience actually bought it in, and then the radio station started playing it. And I can remember going to a radio station, I think it might have been 3AW or one of those and I leant over and shook the hand of the DJ and I said, "Oh, thanks very much for playing Black and Blue." And he said, "I wouldn't play this shit except that we have to." That's what he said to me.
Right, because he's a disc jockey, you know, it's more disco.
Because, you know, this was the changeover between happy little, and isn't it wonderful, woo, woo, type of music, and then Black and Blue, you worked me so hard that my back broke, you know. And so it was too much of a change. And once they, especially when Skyhooks came along, and I love Skyhooks, they were just great friends of mine, and they used to do my supports when they were starting out, and but you know, once they came out, the radio station said, "Whew, we don't have to play that heavy shit anymore. You know, we've got these lovely light little songs." But they were great. I'd never. To me, they were a wonderful band. Wrote great songs and everything like that. And God, what else have we got here? I do things a little different now. That's pretty interesting because once your consciousness starts to expand, or once you start to look a little bit deeper into life, it changes what you see and the way you act. If it doesn't change what you see and the way you act, then it ain't working. You haven't learned a thing. Yeah. And you know, I can't really. If I stopped learning, you know, you might as well just die.
CDs.
Yeah, you just might as well.
Good on you, mate, because I was going to actually ask you that question. Even at 72, that you're still like a sponge, taking in the universe, taking in the world, taking in what that person says. It could be, you know.
You know,
good on you, man.
Every human being is a genius at something.
There you go, folks.
Yeah, and
it's a matter of finding it, isn't it?
Yeah, you just got to find what it is.
Yep.
And we're all magnificent human beings. Yep. And if you absolutely dislike someone, and there are people who are just absolutely unlovable, they must have some
quality there.
Some quality there.
What it is, I think it's like a spark. Your reason for here, your purpose in life. Yeah. Apart from procreating, what is your purpose in life? What is your, as an individual, what is your human purpose in life? And finding that, and obviously you found yours at an early age as the musician, singer person.
Yeah.
You know, it got stirred up early, and then bam, here we are 50 odd years later. And still going strong, man.
Well,
you know?
if someone would have came up to that little 17-year-old
said,
kid
"You're
in
gonna
the
be a rock
Bay,
star all your
in the
life."
Bay City Union
Yeah.
and said, Matt,
This is going to take you right through.
I'm going to make sure that you have a career for 20 years. What, 37, I'll be dead anyway.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Yeah,
I would have said, no worries, 20 years.
that'd be good.
Boy, 20 years goes
Zoom,
fast.
doesn't it? What? And even these later years, that like one year.
The
is
older
like
you get, the faster it goes. I love British television, and I've seen the child start now playing the grandma.
Yeah, in that show. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It happens pretty quick,
goes
doesn't
quick.
it? Yeah, it happens pretty quick. And when you're young, it doesn't seem that way, but
No.
that is a piece of advice, you know. Live every minute, My philosophy is what I put on the bottom of my emails, a bit of a tag.
Yeah.
What I consider the meaning of life personally, and that is to continuously seek joy in all you think, say, and do.
What a good. Gee,
I
I can't argue with that.
To continuously seek joy in all you think, say, and do.
No, it's fantastic, joy and laughter, I'm a serious bugger, but every now and then I'll burst out laughing about my own seriousness, and
That's the way.
and it's that laughter that's probably better for your health than all the chemicals that they could throw at you.
Yeah. Good on you, man. Good on
Because,
you. Well, Matt, having said that, I think I'd like to say thank you so much.
Oh, absolute pleasure.
Brilliant to meet you. I hope it's not the last time. We both live here in West Australia.
We'll catch up.
Let's hope that this COVID sorts itself out. The sooner the better.
Yeah.
And things can get back into. You've got the rock. We just need to get that rolling going on again.
Yeah.
The
Well,
rock and roll.
I've got another few CDs to do yet, so
Good. Get in there.
we'll have to
in
get
that
together
recording
on the
studio.
next one. And
I'll do some close-ups of the shots of this anyway, but there it is, folks. That's what we're talking about, that one there. Get onto it. It's the latest, hot off the press. And we're going to play a couple of songs off that. So here we go.
okay.
What I'm going to do, Matt,
We'll
is
set her up and we'll
shut everything down. So you can take 5 if you like, man.
No. Oh yeah. Well,
A little bit to
have a stretch of the old leg.
move things around.
Are you finishing up now?
No, I'm just setting him up for playing the guitar.
Yeah. Now this one is on the Chain Sweet Honey album, and it came about by a certain thing that happened up in Queensland. We were all sitting down and we were asking, what's the worst gig you've ever done? And I said, I was playing the Goodna Hotel, which is a really great hotel up in Queensland, but there was a woman who, when I arrived, she came up and said, "Oh, Matt, we've been looking so forward to you coming here, and it's just so wonderful, and we're going to have a wonderful night." And I thought, oh, well, this will be great. By the end of it, this woman is so pissed. She's saying, "Play fucking something we know. Come on. Hey, I didn't come to hear that shit. Play." And I thought, oh, my God. And Phil Manning standing there and says, "Matt, she came to my gig when I played there." And he said, at the start of the night, she's saying, "Oh, Phil, it's so wonderful that you're coming to, the Goodna Hotel to play your wonderful music." And he said, by the end of the night, it was, "Play some Charlie Pride. Play something that I can sing along to." And so we eventually, she inspired this song. Yeah, and it's called Northern Sun. He was from northern Queensland. He had a mighty loud voice. He fell in love with a substantial woman. Her name was Joyce. Crazy people waiting to explode. Their neighbors speculate. They lick the toad. Happen when you're up here in the northern sun. As a child, she was angry, drove the other kids wild. Joyce had a few teeth in her mouth, that's if you ever saw her smile. A crocodile woman living in the deep north. An uncontrollable temper, you can feel the roar. Strange things happen when you're up here in the northern sun. Anytime you go out in the bush, you may feel afraid, get an adrenaline rush. Legged bushy in a sweat-stained hat, making wild accusations. You said my wife's fat. The coroner found a man went tropo in the northern sun. Joyce came from Melbourne. She was a city girl at heart. Her parents settled in Cool and Gutter to make a new start. Joyce left school and went to Harvey Bay. She soon turned feral and on one momentous day, they disappeared behind the northern sun. There was a rasp of hard men drinking wine from a cardboard box, sporting jail tattoos, smoking white ox. Tough guys all, but when they speak of Joyce, no one would go near her. That's if they had a choice. And you could feel the fear whenever they heard her voice. Anytime you go out in the bush, you may feel afraid, get an adrenaline rush. Legged bushy in a sweat-stained hat, making wild accusations. You said my wife's fat. The coroner found a man went tropo in the northern sun.
That's what happened to that bitch. You got buried.
What's that?
Didn't
Nah. Hold up.
That was fucking excellent. that was just fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed that.
Good song. And these are the songs that are on that latest album.
Oh God, no, no. These are old Oz blues songs. I'll get the acoustic out and play those other ones. So I'll just do a few of these.
There's a comedian that does a song about Bundaberg Rum.
Oh yeah.
And he's an American guy. And he was. What, sorry?
Everything's rolling. Sorry.
Oh okay.
Jokes, but I just wanted to remind you that's
Okay.
what's happening.
Yeah. So
SD cards and batteries.
part of his act was he says, "We'll drink some Bundaberg rum, and then I'm going to beat you like a drum." About it being such a fighting juice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I had Bundy before I had beer, being a Queenslander. So now. I only found out that I thought I was the only person who ever wrote about sensible shoes. I tell this story about you're 17 years old and you go home and you see your mum, if you're not living at home at the time, and you've got a girlfriend, your first girlfriend, and you're doing all these nice things. She's got all these little bits that absolutely fascinate you. And she's, like most girls, they want to go and meet your mum, and you try and put it off as long as humanly possible. But then eventually you have to do it. So you take her home and most girls know how to treat mums, they know how to suck up to them, and they've got it down pat. And so, you bump into your mum a couple of days later. Well, this is my mum. She goes, "Matty, you know that girl you brought home the other night?" I said, yeah, well, obviously I know her. I liked her. Mum, that's fantastic. You know why I liked her, Matty? Haven't got a clue. She wears sensible shoes. Not like all those girls with the great big high heels. They're going to do their shins in. And I think, isn't that remarkable? I've been going out with this girl for a couple of months, and she's got all these incredible bits that are just fantastic. I actually hadn't even noticed that she had feet. So, Mama only loves you. I won't do it all, but we'll do a little bit of it. You always lead me on a merry chase. You always lead me on a merry chase. You always leave a smile upon my face. Each precious moment vibrates to the core. Each precious moment vibrates to the core. Hold on till you can't hold on no more. I marvel at each little drop of sweat. I marvel at each little drop of sweat. There's been this wild attraction since we met. The magic when two bodies fuse, some unknown science that she used. But Mama only loves you 'cause she wears sensible shoes. Yeah, my mama only loves you 'cause she wears sensible shoes. Now, I love you for a lot of different reasons, darling, and sensible shoes doesn't actually happen to be one of them. wiggle when you shake. I love the little bits that wiggle when you shake. In medieval times they'd burn us at the stake. Love has secrets only lovers share. Love has secrets only lovers share. The scent of man and woman fills the air. The magic when two bodies fuse, some unknown science that you use. But Mama only loves you 'cause you wear sensible shoes. Yeah, my mama only loves you 'cause you wear sensible shoes. Now I love you for a lot of different reasons, darling, and sensible shoes, nah, not one of them.
Sensible shoes, that's one of them. You are a master, good sir. You are a master. Fantastic, man. I'm zooming in and out and all sorts of things.
Okay.
So, playing around. They're fantastic, man. Thank you, sir.
Now, before we were talking about Smokey Dawson and the song I wrote on the bus. So I'll do you a little bit of it. When we got home from school, the hit parade was playing before Rumpus Room. Hop Harrigan and Jimmy flew to parts unknown. Then Smokey Dawson came alive in my home. Now Sideshow Alley was the place to be. You could see Smokey Dawson for a reasonable fee. I was excited and so very young, and Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. The sixpence off my tongue. Smokey would sing, his guitar was a gun. He'd crack his whip and all the baddies would run. Each new episode we'd replay at school. Cousin Mo played jingles, well that was the rule. We thought TV would be like radio, with Smokey and Hop Harrigan and all the same shows. I was naive and awfully young when Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. Outside Carlisle and Thompson on a wooden box, with blankets and pillows for the tiny tots. It cost 6 months' wages for a TV set. This'll do for a while, we can't afford one yet. We laughed at Bilko, Perry Mason was great. Alfred Hitchcock came on real late. I was excited and so very young when Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. With the sixpence off my tongue. Soon in the playground using sticks for guns, were Yankees and Confederates eating tuck shop buns. Gunsmoke and the Grey Ghost were our favorite shows. Then along came Bonanza, well that's how it goes. A parent's world was fading fast. All their dreams were anchored in the past. Memories fade, but they're never gone. And Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. Smokey whipped the sixpence off my tongue. good.
All right. Hey, how special was all of that, folks? That does conclude the Matt Taylor series here in episode 4. We have had the honor of having a good old chat with Matt and listening to some of his awesome musical talents along the way. There will be some videos that will be produced of the Matt Taylor Show that will be here also on YouTube, my YouTube channel. So just keep a lookout through iSpikeStudios.com. And I want to thank you very much for being a part of it. Of course, special shout out to Izzy Razbufnik and NGO Girl for an awesome meal and allowing me to set up and host and stay overnight at their beautiful mansion down there in an inner city suburb of Perth, West Australia. Fantastic. A nice little central location. I know that Matt had an awesome time. When you see the videos, folks, I think that's what will show the time that was had. But I'm glad you enjoyed listening to it. These podcasts that I've wanted to put together as a small playlist for the iSpikeStudios.com. Okay, coming to a screen near you soon. Thanks very much, guys. Been a massive day for me. I've knocked out these 4 all in one hit. So awesome stuff. Thanks very much, and we'll catch you later. Hooroo! iSpike Studios, podcast alive.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Welcome to Podcast Alive with iSpike Bikerman, proudly brought to you by iSpikeStudios.com. Thank you for listening to Podcast Alive, and we'll see you in the next episode. Hooroo!